Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on Crypto for Grow My Bag TV, and there is a ton going on. There's so much going on that I actually did not get to four points during the crypto minute. There's just that much going on. So this week, let's start off with the United States. This week is a tough week. It is a majorly tough week. We have consumer price index numbers coming out this week, expected to maintain around 0.3%. We have producer price index numbers coming out this week, expected to be around 0.1%. We have retail sales coming out this week, which they're expecting to be negative 0.1%. Let's not forget we have the U.S. debt ceiling that, we're going to hit on Saturday. Who knows what this government's going to do? Could it lead to another government shutdown? Don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what the new House Speaker is going to do. I just don't know how it's going to pan out. I have no faith. We also have the United States and China, President Xi Jinping and President Biden meeting, I think it's on Saturday in San Francisco. Yeah, they kind of needed semi-neutral ground, not official state visits where, they go to each other's capitals, all that good stuff. They needed mutual common ground because the conversation between the two countries, or the relationship between the two countries, is a little bit tight. But here's something. Yes, all that is big. Don't get me wrong. All that is huge. But here's something that's huge. I had no idea that the largest bank in the world is Industrial and Commercial Bank of China. If you haven't heard, they were hacked a few days ago, and it caused major problems. Still, I believe it's still causing major problems. They had to use a USB stick to actually handle U.S. Treasury transactions, or any transactions. But here's the deal. The shocker is, word on the street has it that there is a group out there called Lockbit that might be behind the hack. Lockbit supposedly has ties to Russia. That would be jaw-dropping. Because I didn't think, it never crossed my mind that the Lazarus Group would have anything to do with it, because it's China. And the Lazarus Group is from North Korea. So that was like, as soon as I heard about the hack, I was like, yeah, nah, that's not an option. That's not an option. A sneak attack from baby brother? Yeah, no, not going to happen. So when I looked at that, I was kind of like, wow, that's going to put a strain on the relationship, right? I mean, imagine the conversation. Your guys hacked me. Go fix that shit. I mean, Russia is in no position to go messing around with countries that are helping them. The list of countries that are trying to help them is very, very, very short. And one of the conversations that's going to happen on Saturday is about Russia, because China is being accused of supplying Russia with, armaments and things, to help them in the Ukraine war, the unnecessary Ukraine war. So you're looking at some huge things and huge implications here. Biden, people are putting down President Biden, but if you look at everything that he's done, he's actually doing not such a bad job. When you look at Xi Jinping, I'm talking from a conversation perspective, I think Biden, even though there are tons of people that don't like President Biden, get it, totally get it. But from a position perspective, the United States is in a better position than China. I firmly believe that. I think Xi Jinping has a lot of issues around the economy in China. Not just the hack, but you have the real estate market, imploding in China. So you've got a few things that you've got to contend with over there. So when I look at everything, I'm kind of like, wow, these are big things. These are not little things. Then I started hearing rumors about Binance. Supposedly, there was a wallet that got hacked, and supposedly it was hacked for $27 million, and it is tied to Binance. Supposedly. I don't know for sure. I still got to track down this story. But imagine if it was. Imagine what kind of egg on the face Binance would have after pulling out of Europe with their crypto debit card And meanwhile, Bybit is stepping in with they're enhancing their crypto credit card. So imagine how much of a hit to the face this would be for Binance. Not to mention what everybody else is doing. Coinbase is offering perpetual future contracts for Solana and Avalanche. Who is it? Kraken is looking to do their own layer 2. And about that, they're already looking at like 3 different companies. One of them is Polygon. And here's Charles Hoskinson of Cardano saying, hey, what about us? Imagine. So I'm just sitting there kind of going, wow, just all kinds of wow right there. Because the way I see it is, there are 2 major groups that are out there that are vying for this opportunity, that are not blockchains. And Polygon is a blockchain. Obviously, they have deep knowledge in ZK technology. And I think that's where Kraken is going. If you look at everything that they're doing, that seems to be where they're headed. Hoskinson coming in with Cardano, the speed of Cardano, scalability, security, all that stuff, that's serious competition for Polygon. Because to me, I would think that the first choice would be Polygon, and then you would choose, then the other choices, yeah, maybe. But I think the front runner would be Polygon. You enter in Cardano, and now you've got, competition for Polygon. The difference is that, if you're looking to be in the Ethereum space, you have to go with one of the first 3. You're not necessarily going to go with Cardano, right? Especially when you think about what Polygon can do, what Polygon has already done, and what their roadmap is. I still think Polygon is the front runner, but I do think it could be up for grabs if it really is true that they consider Cardano. I think Cardano, if they're not in the race now and they're just throwing the hat in the ring, I think he's got to throw the hat in the ring. But I think that I really do think that it's still between the other 3, and of the other 3, I still think it's Polygon. Just saying. But they are dead serious about it. They're hiring for for this layer 2. Their Kraken is definitely moving along in that direction. Perpetual futures by Coinbase for Avalanche and Solana. I'm pointing to these things because you start to realize Coinbase is on the move. Bybit is on the move. BitThumb is looking to go IPO in 2025. That's huge. That's bigger than what you think, because BitThumb is local to South Korea. South Korea is a major crypto hub. So them going IPO opens them up to so many different things: notoriety, money, status, more users, adoption, just a whole bunch of stuff. And it does take a bit long to actually go IPO. So don't think that that's an easy task. It's not. Way back in the day, I worked for a company. We went IPO, and it was it was a ridiculous amount of work to get it done. So you're looking at things like that. So I just sit back and I just go, wow. Then you have the hack attack against a wallet, that could be tied to Binance, and that could be a problem. I mean, that wallet, if it is tied to Binance, had $27 million stolen. $27 million stolen from a wallet. And if that wallet's it's got to be tied to somebody big. It's $27 million. If it happens to be, and that's what makes me think that the story could be true. If it's tied to Binance, it's the egg on their face is like ostrich size. I'm just saying, it's one hell of an omelet. But here's something that interests me. I keep telling you guys that I have big hopes for Shiba Inu. Big hopes for Shiba Inu. They are in talks to have Shibarium listed on exchanges or connected to exchange. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know what it is, but that would be huge. Interoperability, player enhancements, payments, just you name it. Adoption, that would be huge. I keep telling you, don't sleep on Shiba Inu. The Shiba army is moving, and they're not playing games. But you know what we should do? We should get to the numbers. So let's go do that. So right now, let's see who's on the naughty list. So from here down to about here is where we're looking. Render is down 6%. Aptos is down 6%. Let's see, who else am I paying attention to? Chronos is down 11% after rising a bit over the past few days. So that's interesting. You know, Pepe's in the 4% negative range. Chainlink is in the 4% negative range. And same for Injective. 4%. You know how I feel about my 5% rule, so I'm not worried about those. I think they're simple pullback, simple shaving of profit. That's what that says to me. On the other side, on the winner's side, we can go all the way down to about here, in which case we have Polygon up 6%. Lido DAO is up 6%. Cosmos is up 7%. That's interesting. I like that. Optimism is up 10%. Wow. That's something to pay attention to. Filecoin making big moves at 15% up. Wow. Doing better than just moving sideways. Arweave and the Sandbox at 5% each on the upside. Again, Cardano is up, 4%. Again, within that 5% rule, but 5% is still significant. So I do like those projects. So that's what I pay attention to. Let's see here now. No, I didn't need that window. Fear and Greed Index is at 72. We had gotten as high as 74 last week. Previous to that, I think the latest high was 77. People are feeling good about the space. Very good. DeFi Llama, total value locked. We cracked $60 billion. Let that wash over you for a minute. Is that huge? No, because here's where it is now. Here's where it was then. Still, $60 billion is a big move considering it wasn't that long ago that we were in the 40s. See what I mean? So there is huge interest in the space. In terms of how Bitcoin is moving, you can see that it's at 36,944, which is well within my purple band, right? It starts at 35,232 and all the way up to 40,000. Being above 35,000 is a very big deal. Being above that 35,232 number is a very big deal because that puts us in striking distance of 40,000. And again, I think if we hit 40,000, which could happen because you have that window for Bitcoin Spot ETFs happening this week. That window is, I think it ends either Friday or Saturday. Friday. That's huge because if one gets approved, then all of them are going to get approved, right? Maybe not at that moment, but they're all going to be approved. I think the first one that should be approved, and if it's not, oh my God, all hell will break loose. But I think the first one that should be approved is Grayscale Bitcoin Trust because I think they were first, period. Because they're trying to convert. They're the different one. They're trying to convert their trust into a spot ETF. And they've been at it for years. Years. Everybody else is kind of new. They've been at it for years. They're the ones that took it to court and won. So I'm paying attention to that. When you look at the big board, yeah, we got some red. But you don't have significant red except for Aptos. I forgot who Cass is. Chronos is down. That could be Cardano. But I'm paying attention to Matic. When I woke up this morning, Matic was as high as 89 cents. Don't sleep on Matic. I warn you, don't sleep on Matic. Doge inching up a little bit, 7.8 cents. That's interesting. Still not touching Doge, but still interesting. Toncoin is up 1.1%. Lido is up. I keep telling you, I look at this big board because the numbers pop out at me faster. Or, because I can see just how big of a space Bitcoin is, how big of a space Ethereum is, being relative to everything else kind of gives me an idea. BNB is falling a little bit and XRP is growing a little bit. 65 cents, it's down a little bit. It's up there at 69 cents. I'm sitting back and I'm just saying to myself, I'm just going to sit back and let XRP do its thing. They're in the news all over the place and we should be paying attention. Just saying. If you want to look at the news across the board from a numbers perspective, Ethereum is still up above 2,000. Remember, it was just a little while ago that we had a problem with even achieving 1800. Excuse me. So imagine what you can do right now. Anyway, this is Eddie J on Crypto for Grow My Bag TV. If you like what I'm doing, drop me a note. I love hearing from you guys. If you don't like what I'm doing, drop me a note and let me know how I can make it better for you. We can definitely work on that. All right. Anyway, I hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.